Hey guys, it's Mike again, and we're back with another deck profile, and we're talking about my favorite deck today because I love GOAT, and this is Skilled Chaos, which you guys have probably seen before. So, to start, Chaos. So, 1 Blackluster Soldier and 2 Chaos Sorcerers. Pretty standard. Now, since we're playing Skilled, what we're running is we're playing 1 Skilled Dark Magician and 3 Skilled White Magicians. So the reason why you play these over something like Thunder Dragon is these are really good at beating over your opponent's monsters and GOAT. Honestly, a 1700 body is pretty decent off of normal summon. So these guys can stick around for a while and just beat things down. Now, the one thing I might do at some point, this could be a Kaiku. I'm not sure if the 100 attack really makes enough of a difference to basically play a vanilla, since he just summons Dark Magician and he just summons Buster Blader, so they're effectively vanilla monsters. Alright, now we're into the other monsters. We'll go Breaker the Magical Warrior and Tribe Infecting Virus. I love Tribe, and Breaker is just a pretty good standard monster. And we covered these first because now we've got Sangan and Sangan's greatest hits, Tsukuyomi, and Sinister Serpent. So, Tsukuyomi is a new addition that Jay recommended that I run, and I'm never cutting it from this deck ever again. I love Tsukuyomi. She is so good at dealing with boards. Just being able to play her, flip your opponent's monsters, and normally crash into them, because the 1100 attack can beat most defenses in GOAT. It's pretty impressive. And then Sinister Serpent is just invaluable for things like Graceful Charity and Regeki Break. Now, for my flip monsters, I'm still on 2 Spies. It's a really good wall against things like Chaos Warrior. It's been invaluable in that matchup, and, it's just a good card. 2 Magician of Faiths. Not a whole lot needs to be said. Magician of Faith is amazing. 1 Magical Merchant, and 1 Dark Mimic. We play the Dark Mimic because it's a 1-star Dark. So it's another Dark for my Chaos count, but it's also a 1-star, so it can be metamorphosed into Thousand Eyes, which the main reason why I play this deck is because I really like Thousand Eyes. So now we'll go on to the spells, and we'll cover the power ones. Pot of Greed, Delinquent Duo, Graceful Charity, Heavy Storm, Mystical Space Typhoon, and Snatch Steal. Not a whole lot needs to be said about these. Pretty much every single deck in GOAT plays these. They're just incredibly powerful spells. Now, on to my other spells. We're playing 1 Upstart Goblin. I would play more if I could have Find Room, but I'm good with the 1. And then 3 Metamorphosis. I really like Thousand Eyes Restrict, so we're playing as many ways as possible to get to Thousand Eyes Restrict. 2 Noblemen of Crossouts. Jay gave me the nice supers, which is pretty great. They're just a really good card because so many flip effects in GOAT are really powerful. So Knock is just a really good way to remove them. And on that note, we're playing 2 Book of Moons. So what's really nice about this, it's both a offensive and defensive spell. So offensively, you can use it to flip and banish with Noblemen. You can also flip something that has a lower defense. You can crash over it, kind of like what I was talking with Tsukuyomi. You can also flip your own monsters if anything targets a face-up, like a Chaos Sorcerer attempting to banish or someone attempting to Ring of Destruction your monster. You can Book of Moon your own monsters, that way they're not destroyed. And then 2 Scapegoats. Scapegoat tokens can be tributed with Metamorphosis to go into Thousand Eyes, and they're a wonderful wall. Onto the traps. Ring of Destruction, Mirror Force, Torrential Tribute, and Call of the Haunted. Not a whole lot needs to be said about those. They're pretty much ran in most every GOAT deck again. And then we're playing 2 Regeki Breaks. Really good with Sinister Serpent, and they're nice to just be able to pop back row or whatever else you're worried about. So, my sideboard has changed a little bit since I last did a deck profile. We've still got 1 Jinzo, 1 Blade Knight, 1 Asura Priest, 2 Kaikus, and 2 Zombrias. Jinzo's really good in the Warrior matchup. Blade Knight and Asura Priest are just good when you're dealing with flips, and Asura Priest is especially good against GOAT decks. GOAT isn't Scapegoat decks. Kaiku's good against Chaos, and Zombria the Dark is really good against Warrior decks since it can crash over almost anything they play. So the changes, we're playing 3 Death Wombat, It's really your only option against Burn, and Jay keeps making jokes about bringing Burn to locals, so I know he eventually will someday, so we've got Wombats. I would play 2, but there's not really a way to tutor Wombat, and given that when you're playing against Burn, it's really your only option to not die, we're playing 3. Onto the spells and traps, we're playing 1 Lightning Vortex and 1 Mind Control. Now, I used to play 3 Solemn Judgments, but I wasn't finding myself using them often, so what we're trying now is I'm on 1 Royal Decree and 2 Dust Tornadoes. I might play another Royal Decree, but since I have Jinzo, I kind of have 2 cards that do this effect, and with how many cards you draw in GOAT, I see Jinzo most games I board him in, so this is kind of just a backup plan, and then Dust Tornado is generically good in a lot of matchups, but I may end up just playing 2 Royal Decrees, we'll see. So, we're not going to in-depth cover this extra deck because there's a lot of options in GOAT and there's no limit, so I have, I think, 32 cards in here. But if you want to play GOAT, we'll cover the things you really need, which is 3 Thousand Eyes, 3 Dragoness, and 3 Flame Ghost. Thousand Eyes kind of goes without saying, it's your best target. Dragoness, here I'll pull her out. Dragoness is your best attack that has 3 stars. So pretty much you're making these off of Sengen, which is nice because you can play a Sengen, meta it, get the trigger off Sengen, and immediately go into something else. Dragoness just has your most attack, and Flame Ghost as a dark. Then in your 4s, Dark Flare. Not a whole lot to say. He's pretty much a vanilla 15. He's just decent because you can make a 4-star into a dark. Sometimes that comes up. And why you have so big of an extra deck is because of Snatch Steal, but you don't need to do this. I just go a little extreme into it. So the other things, Dark Blade is really important, as is Ryu Shenshin, since both of these are made off of Chaos Sorcerer. This just banishes 3 monsters when it connects and does combat damage, which is really nice against Chaos. And this is effectively immune to spell and traps, so you can go Chaos Sorcerer, banish, Metamorphosis, Chaos Sorcerer, hit with Ryu Shenshin, which can be really nice. And then the last one that's really worth mentioning is Gatlin Dragon. I don't play this card very often, but it is your only meta target for Blackluster Soldier, so sometimes you go Blackluster Soldier, banish, Gatlin Dragon, use Gatlin Dragon's effect to pop something and hit him for 2600. So that can come up. I would say it's worth having. So those are at least the monsters I would recommend. Let us know in the comments if you would actually like us to go over everything we have in our extra decks, because we can. It's just almost the same length as the regular deck profile, so we don't know if people actually care. But if you guys would like that, let us know down in the comments, and me and Jay can compare our extra decks and go over what we have and give you kind of a overall general synopsis of what you can do with a GOAT extra deck. Alright, and that's all for my GOAT decks, so I'll see you guys next time, and don't forget to like and subscribe.